Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Liam asks a favor of Finn, Carter changes destiny. Let's face it, there's a lot of miscommunication in fake LA. But one talent that never stops improving is the ability to eavesdrop. While what's overheard is rarely misheard, it's usually taken out of context at best. And so is the case next week, when Carter puts his listening skills to use and overhears a part of a conversation that he just might be misunderstanding. A week or so ago, Carter pleaded with Hope to take him back, but she staunchly told him that she had started thinking about Liam again. Unperturbed, Carter attempted to reunite with his love once more, and it appeared to be working. Hope came this close to saying the words but didn't. Next week, however, Hope is dealing with the news of Liam's health crisis. At Brooke's house, Hope tells him, "Our future is together. I don't want to spend any more time apart." Whether or not Liam knows that Hope knows that he is dying is unclear, but Carter definitely doesn't know that Hope knows that Liam is dying. Phew. But you know who knows what's best? The nose. Cue for Daphne Rose to tell Carter next week that he and Hope aren't meant to be. Daphne makes it clear that she believes it's time to forget about Hope and put his smile on her face. Meanwhile, Liam wants to leave the world a better place than he left it. He visits Finn at his office in the hospital. Liam asks a big favor of Finn next week on The Bold and the Beautiful. He wants Finn to bring Steffi and Hope together. If and when I'm gone, Liam adds as both men look at one another emotionally. Is that even possible? It's not a truce Finn has managed in the past, but everything is changing now with Liam's diagnosis, and how it's affecting those around him. Liam has at least been able to rely on Finn. Daphne pounces on heartbroken Carter as Hope chooses Liam. When Carter overhears Hope pledge her future to dying Liam, Daphne Rose seizes her chance with the devastated COO. But as Daphne strategically positions herself as Carter's shoulder to cry on, her true intentions remain murky, setting up a shocking new love triangle when Hope eventually follows Liam's advice to reunite with Carter. Daphne's perfect timing. The bold move to snag Carter when he's at his lowest. If there's one thing soap villains know how to do, it's strike when the iron is hot, or in Daphne Rose's case, when a man's heart is shattered into a million tiny pieces. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful, we're about to witness what might be the most calculating romantic move in recent B&B history. And trust me, I've seen plenty of schemes over the years. Carter's worst nightmare becomes reality. Here's what's going down. Carter Walton is about to have his heart completely demolished when he overhears Hope Logan pledging her future to Liam Spencer. Poor Carter. The man can't catch a break in the romance department. First Quinn, then the mess with Katie, and now Hope slipping through his fingers just when he thought they might have a real shot. But here's the kicker: Hope has no idea that Carter is listening in when she tells Liam she wants to focus on another chapter together. And Carter has no clue that Liam is literally dying from a terminal brain tumor. Talk about tragic miscommunication. The scene is reportedly set to air midweek, and my sources tell me that Lawrence St. Victor delivers an absolutely gut-wrenching performance. You'll need tissues, folks. Lots of tissues. Daphne swoops in like a designer-clad vulture. While Carter's picking up the pieces of his broken heart, guess who's right there? Ready with emotional superglue and not-so-subtle suggestions that they should be together. You guessed it, Daphne Rose. I've been watching Daphne since she arrived on canvas, and let me tell you, this woman has the timing of a Swiss watch. The second Carter's world implodes, she's there to comfort him with those perfectly timed touches and meaningful glances. You need to move on, she'll urge him, according to my sources. Hope's made her choice. But I'm right here. Is it just me? Or does anyone else smell opportunism wafting through the air like an overpowering perfume? But what are Daphne's true intentions? Here's where things get really juicy. What exactly is Daphne's endgame? Let's not forget that Daphne didn't just randomly appear in LA. She arrived with connections to Steffi Forrester, and longtime viewers know that anything connected to Steffi usually spells trouble for any Logan woman's happiness. Several behind-the-scenes sources have hinted that Daphne's pursuit of Carter might be more strategic than romantic. Is she genuinely falling for the gorgeous COO? Or is this all part of some master plan to drive a permanent wedge between Carter and Hope? Muriel Hilaire is playing these scenes with just enough ambiguity that you're never quite sure if Daphne's heartfelt consolations are genuine, or if she's internally doing a victory dance. One thing's for sure, the chemistry between Carter and Daphne is off the charts. These two are about to steam up your screens, whether out of real feelings or manipulation. The most ironic twist of all. Now here's where the B&B writers are proving they're at the top of their game. While Daphne is convincing Carter to move on from Hope, Liam is actually encouraging Hope to pursue a future with Carter after he's gone. That's right. Liam is attempting to nudge Hope back toward Carter, at the exact same moment that Hope is being pushed away from Carter. Spoilers for next week reveal that despite Hope's attempts to focus on spending whatever time Liam has left together, he'll deliver a heartfelt plea steering her back toward Carter romantically. Liam genuinely believes Hope and Carter could live happily ever after once he's gone. The tragic irony is absolutely delicious. Carter may have already entered Daphne's waiting arms when Hope finally takes Liam's advice. Already fans are divided. The B&B fandom is absolutely erupting over this storyline. Team Darter is already forming, with many viewers feeling Carter deserves someone who puts him first for a change. After years of being everyone's second choice, maybe Carter needs someone who actually wants him, tweeted one fan yesterday. Others aren't buying Daphne's sudden interest in Carter. She's obviously using him to get ahead at Forrester, wrote another viewer. Nobody falls in love that conveniently. I've been following this show for over 2 decades, and I cannot remember the last time a potential couple generated this much heated debate before they've even shared their first kiss. What happens next will shock everyone. So what can we anticipate over the next few weeks? My prediction is that Carter will initially resist Daphne's advances, still nursing hopes for reconciliation with Hope. But eventually, Daphne's persistence will wear down his defenses. Just as Carter and Daphne reach a pivotal moment in their relationship, perhaps even their first real passionate kiss, that's exactly when Hope will walk in, newly enlightened by Liam's advice and ready to give Carter another chance. The look on Hope's face when she sees them together? Emmy-worthy material for Annika Noel guaranteed. But here's the million-dollar question that has me losing sleep. Will Daphne's feelings for Carter evolve into something real? Or is she just playing the long game for some ulterior motive we haven't even discovered yet? The most interesting villains are always the ones who start believing their own lies. Could Daphne actually fall for Carter for real, even if that wasn't her original intention? One thing's for sure, next week's episodes are not to be missed. Clear your schedule, charge your DVR, and stock up on wine and tissues. The emotional roller coaster is about to leave the station. Carter left devastated as Hope chooses to spend Liam's final days together. Hope Logan makes the devastating choice to end her relationship with Carter Walton to focus on Liam Spencer's terminal diagnosis, creating a painful new reality for everyone involved on Bold and Beautiful. Hope crushes Carter as Liam's terminal diagnosis forces heartbreaking choice. Just when you thought Carter Walton and Hope Logan might patch things up after that whole company takeover fiasco, life throws the ultimate curveball. Hope and Carter's chances of reconnecting have been completely destroyed by Liam Spencer's shocking terminal diagnosis. And from what I'm hearing, Carter is absolutely devastated. Hope shifts all focus to Liam's final days. Let's be real, Hope and Carter's relationship was already hanging by a thread after he sided with the Forresters during that whole company debacle. Remember how Hope felt utterly betrayed when Carter gave the company back to the Forresters, resulting in her being fired and losing her fashion line? That wound was still fresh. Very fresh. But just as Carter was making headway with his desperate attempts to win back Hope's trust, Liam's terminal diagnosis changed everything. When Steffi Forrester broke the devastating news to Hope that Liam has an inoperable brain tumor, something shifted instantly inside Hope. And I don't blame her one bit. Carter's pleas fall on deaf ears. Poor Carter. My inside sources tell me he's been practically begging for another chance, pouring his heart out to Hope about how much she means to him. But Hope's mind is made up. Her priorities have completely shifted to making sure little Beth gets to spend quality time with her father during his final days. And honestly, what mother wouldn't make the same choice? Carter's pleas might as well be whispers in a hurricane, one set insider revealed to me exclusively. Hope can barely focus on anything but Liam and Beth right now. It's like Carter has become invisible to her. The company dispute that started it all. We can't forget that this romance was already on life support after Carter betrayed Hope during the Forrester takeover drama. When Carter returned control of the company to Ridge and the Forresters back in March, Hope lost everything: her job, her fashion line, and her trust in the man she was falling for. Those famous words still echo. Go have fun with your brother Ridge and your chosen family, and leave me alone. Ouch. A family united in crisis. Sources close to production tell me that Hope's dedication to Liam during this tragic time has been nothing short of extraordinary. Despite their rocky past and all those love triangles with Steffi, Hope has put everything aside to create a supportive environment for Liam and Beth. The scenes they've been filming are absolutely gut-wrenching, my source confided. Even the crew has been struggling to hold it together during takes. What's next for heartbroken Carter? With Hope firmly committed to spending Liam's final days as a family unit, what does this mean for our perpetually unlucky in love Carter? Let's face it, this guy cannot catch a romantic break. First Maya, then Zoe, followed by that torrid affair with Quinn, a brief thing with Katie, and now Hope slipping through his fingers. Is the man cursed? Some fans are speculating that this heartbreak might push Carter back toward professional success, doubling down on his COO position at Forrester Creations. Others wonder if a certain other Logan sister might be waiting in the wings. The emotional fallout continues. One thing's crystal clear: the emotional tsunami created by Liam's diagnosis is only beginning to hit the shores of everyone's lives. Hope's decision to focus solely on Liam and Beth during this tragic time has left Carter as collateral damage in the wake of this devastating news. Will Carter eventually accept Hope's decision and move on? Or will he continue fighting for the woman he loves, hoping she'll eventually find room in her heart for him again, once the dust settles? All I know for sure is that the tears are flowing both on screen and off, as this heart-wrenching story continues to unfold. Absolutely no one in Los Angeles is safe from the seismic emotional aftershocks of Liam Spencer's terminal diagnosis, and nowhere is that more apparent than in the shattering ripple effect it has on Carter Walton and Hope Logan's already fragile, tenuous relationship. What begins as a moment of clarity for Hope finally recognizing that the love she once had for Liam still holds weight, especially in the wake of his impending death, rapidly devolves into a chain reaction of eavesdropping, emotional whiplash, and one of the most brilliantly timed opportunistic love grabs we've seen in recent Bold and the Beautiful history. At the heart of this heartbreak hurricane stands Carter Walton, a man who just can't stop falling for unavailable women, and now finds himself caught between the memory of what could have been with Hope and the reality of what's being aggressively offered to him by none other than Daphne Rose. Let's rewind for a moment and track just how everything began to unravel. Only a week or so ago, Carter was pleading earnestly, emotionally, maybe even desperately with Hope to give their love another chance, to look beyond past betrayals and recent workplace treacheries and remember what they once had. But Hope, steadfast and slightly distracted, let Carter know she was beginning to think about Liam again. At the time, Carter didn't realize how serious that confession was, nor that it foreshadowed a full-blown emotional shift that would soon leave him completely blindsided. What Carter could never have guessed, because nobody clued him in, was that Liam's condition was terminal, a brain tumor diagnosis kept tightly under wraps by the inner circle. That lack of information is key, because it sets up one of the most tragic miscommunications in recent memory. Carter, already emotionally bruised and craving connection, overhears a private, emotionally charged conversation between Hope and Liam. From his perspective, it's a brutal blow. The woman he just nearly convinced to rekindle their romance is now pledging her life, her love, and her future to another man, his romantic rival, no less. What Carter doesn't know is that Hope's words aren't a spontaneous rejection or a sign of fickle passion. They're a loving commitment forged under the unbearable pressure of impending death. Her attempt to comfort Liam in his final days, to ensure Beth grows up with memories of a unified family, and to avoid future regret. Carter only hears, "Our future is together," and his world collapses. Cue the tears. Enter Daphne Rose. Daphne, the chic, smooth-talking beauty with murky intentions and impeccable timing, watches Carter's heartbreak from the shadows like a lioness stalking a wounded antelope. Her every move has been carefully calculated from the start, and this moment, this precise, emotionally vulnerable moment, is the one she's been waiting for. Daphne moves into Carter's emotional void with precision and subtle seduction in this crucible of suffering. She comforts him, gently nudging him to see Hope's choice as final, suggesting that maybe the universe is actually doing him a favor by freeing him for someone, say, her can truly put him first. Her words are soft, her touch lingering, but beneath the velvet exterior, Fans can already smell the perfume of strategy. This isn't just a woman seizing an emotional opportunity. This might be a woman working a long con. Daphne's connection to Steffy Forrester raises immediate red flags, especially for longtime viewers who know that where Steffy's allies tread, Logan happiness tends to wither. Is Daphne's pursuit of Carter genuine? Or is this about dismantling the emotional support system around Hope Logan, while simultaneously securing her own position at Forrester Creations? It's hard to tell where authenticity ends and ambition begins when Muriel Hilaire plays Daphne to a mysterious perfection. But one thing is undeniable: the chemistry between Carter and Daphne is positively electric. Still, the show's most poignant twist is not in Daphne's calculated seduction, it's in Liam's final wish. Even as Hope clings to him, even as she pledges her heart and her time to making his final days meaningful, Liam has the emotional clarity and selflessness to encourage Hope to eventually move on with Carter. It's the ultimate irony. At the exact moment Carter is emotionally detaching from Hope because he believes she's gone back to Liam for good, Liam is asking Hope to build a life with Carter once he's gone. It's a stunning narrative reversal, one that adds a tragic, almost Shakespearean twist to the love triangle. By the time Hope fully absorbs Liam's dying wish and decides to pursue a future with Carter, she may already be too late. Daphne is laying groundwork like a pro, and Carter, heartbroken and vulnerable, may soon find himself entangled in something deeper than even he expects. In the midst of all this, Finn also finds himself drawn deeper into Liam's orbit. When Liam visits Finn at the hospital and makes an emotional request that Finn be the bridge of peace between Steffy and Hope once Liam's gone, the two men share a rare moment of emotional honesty. It's not just about family politics or past rivalries anymore. It's about legacy, about leaving behind more than pain. Liam's trust in Finn, the very man who once rivaled him for Steffy's heart, speaks volumes about how deeply the diagnosis is changing him. The question is, can Finn succeed where so many others have failed? Can he actually bring peace between the warring queens of Forrester and Logan Land? Meanwhile, Carter's professional life is just as precarious as his personal one. Having already been cast as the villain in Hope's eyes during the Forrester Creations power struggle, when he sided with Ridge and effectively cost Hope her job in her line, Carter was already climbing out of a deep trust deficit. It's worth noting that Carter's pattern of romantic implosion often runs parallel to moments where his loyalty to the Forresters overshadows his emotional intelligence. He is a man of principle, sure, but his principles often leave him painfully alone. He's been second best to Maya, a rebound for Zoe, a regret for Quinn, an afterthought for Katie, and now a casualty in Hope's crisis. But Daphne? Daphne is presenting herself as someone who sees Carter not as a backup plan, but as the main event. Whether that's truth or performance is still unclear, but for Carter, who's emotionally spiraling, that attention is intoxicating. The fandom is split wide open. Team Darter is gaining traction, with fans insisting that Carter deserves someone who makes him a priority. He's not a consolation prize, one fan posted online. He's a whole meal. Others are deeply skeptical of Daphne's timing and motives. There are a lot of viewers who are convinced that Daphne is using Carter as a pawn to settle scores, either for herself or on Steffy's behalf. The whispers of manipulation are getting louder. Still, for every doubter, there's someone rooting for a fresh start. After all, Daphne might begin her pursuit under false pretenses, but emotional bonds have a way of shifting intention. The most compelling villains in soap history are always those who start to believe their own lies, and maybe, just maybe, Daphne will fall for Carter for real. Of course, this sets the stage for one of the most explosive showdowns imaginable. Because just as Carter begins to melt into Daphne's arms, Hope will arrive, transformed by Liam's dying words, ready to reclaim the love she pushed away. It's poetic, it hurts, and Lawrence St. Victor and Annika Noel should give performances worthy of an Emmy. Picture it. Carter and Daphne, mid-kiss, mid-connection, their shared grief blossoming into something passionate, and then Hope steps into the room. She's breathless, eyes wide with realization, and in a single glance everything changes. That moment's emotional smoldering could fuel weeks of repercussions. Hope, once so sure of her devotion to Liam, now left adrift as he fades away and Carter fades toward someone new. Carter was torn between the woman he loved and the one who took his broken heart. Daphne, triumphant or threatened? Drama abounds in the options, no matter which route the writers take. But let's not forget the most pressing question of all. Is Carter truly ready to move on? Or is he just surviving? Can a man who's been emotionally starved for so long tell the difference between love and comfort? And can Daphne, whose motivations are still cloaked in mystery, truly offer him something real? With Hope choosing to spend Liam's final days as a family, Carter has no choice but to accept a new reality. But whether that reality becomes a love story or another cautionary tale depends on what's driving Daphne, and whether hope comes back into the picture too late. As for Liam, his presence, even as it dims, will continue to shape the lives of those he loves. He's not just leaving behind memories, he's leaving behind a request, a challenge, and a fragile hope that those who survive him can find peace, love, and understanding in the wreckage. It's a tall order, especially in a town where alliances are fleeting and love triangles turn on a dime. But if the bold and the beautiful has taught us anything, it's that the heart is never simple, and timing is everything. So pour yourself a glass of something strong, grab the tissues and clear your evenings, because this story is just getting started, and no heart will escape unscathed.